Hello. Welcome back. I'll be honest, I hate this ship with a passion. So I'm honestly, I'm not a fan of it. I hate this ship. And I won't even go into it because I hate this ship so much. I do not even recommend going up this line for anybody. And I will highlight why you shouldn't go up this line. Because we comes down to this. It only has 80,000 HP, 27%, 25% torpedo protection. But the coup de grace of this ship is here. Yeah, we take away all this armor. Oh, whoops, I actually need that. That's what I needed. Because we look, yeah, it is still a waterline citadel, but this right here is where you're really going to suffer. Basically, you have your deck armor right here. Anything above that deck armor is your weak spot. This whole section here is why I hate this ship with so much passion, and why I hate hybrids, especially battleship hybrids. I think they are garbage. And I understood, why people would do the Louisiana. It was decent when it first came out. But honestly, I believe if you guys would watch my Incomp review, and I think I'll put a link to that in my description. I can't remember exactly, but I believe I was in an Incomp in a random match. Dev struck a Moskva, and then basically was able to bounce a Louisiana shells on my belt, and then torp it to death. It's honestly, this whole line is really just garbage. It really is. It is the most boring line to play. I would rather play the Yugumo, which I haven't even finished yet, over this line. I only went down this line because I just wanted to finish it and get it over with. I know Midnight Phoenix from Void's crew actually ground this thing out. I, on the other hand, said, screw that. So, yeah, when we go to the equipment, yeah, I did get the hull. I did get enough to basically grind to the hull. And then after that, I had enough. I'm done. I'm just going to free XP the tier 10. And I would honestly recommend that for anybody, if you have the free XP laying around. Like at the times, you saw some of my old videos, folks, and I had like 12 million free XP. I had quite a bit of free XP. Even with my massive reset for my research bureau, I still have like 3 million left over. And honestly, there are very few ships in the game that I have free XP through that I have not regretted. When the Grosser Kurfürst was tier 10, I free XP'd through the FDG. I never regretted it. I free XP'd through the Colorado, got to the North Co when I started playing at low tiers, or when I first started playing. I never regretted that. I did free XP through the Ibuki. But remember, this was before tier upgraded operations. I never regretted it. I love the Mogami. I love the Zal. I just didn't really like the Ibuki. I mean, there are ships that you just have to free XP through. There is no point to basically make yourself hurt over this ship. Just free XP through it. You can grind up the Nebraska, you can grind up to the hull on the Delaware, and then just free XP through it. Put yourself out of the misery. And this ship was a pain to get footage for. And I know the footage is old, but I am not playing this ship no more. I cannot stand hybrids. I think they are absolutely garbage. And And the fact that the whole thing about them is the spotting. That's literally the only thing that these ships are good for is the spotting. And they're not even good in competitive-wise because Wargaming's banned the Hillbrand, it's banned the Commissar, it's banned the Louisiana, all those spotting ships. And I imagine the new one that's coming out on August 6th, the Admiral Lotger, the French hybrid cruiser, is also going to be added to that list. So, in essence, the hybrids are just a terrible class. That's why I really recommended people get the Azerlein Hindenburg, because the last German premium we had was the Hillbrand, and that thing was locked behind a massive $200 paywall. I don't even think they even did ever balance that thing. But it is such an annoying ship. I mean, the hybrids are just annoying. And, I mean, we're just going to go straight into the replay because I'm not even going to go into this ship because I hate it so much. And that just kind of tells you that if I'm skipping over it, that I don't mean that I hated this ship with a passion. Welcome back to Delaware. Oh, I really don't know where to go with this ship. But Delaware, Pomeranian, Iparangan, Northcote, Andrea Lucia, Kitakaze, and a Ben Benson. This ship, you all know that I'll put a link to my Nebraska video, tech line on it. And, well, Nebraska didn't get a warm review. And overall, I would put Delaware as no more better than the Nebraska. I've only recently started this grind, and I'm not enjoying it. Because that superstructure, being that huge flight deck, is a pain in my ass because it makes it so I can't be aggressive. I can't really get in there and get damage. I've got to kind of sit back. And the guns are the usual American 406s with the big-ass floaty shells. So, and I truly don't feel like this ship is heavily accurate at times. I definitely felt like Nebraska wasn't the most accurate at times.
Enemy force sighted on the horizon.
There's 5K right there on the DD. And Benham unfortunately dies. I don't really know how he died so fast. And, you know, other players might kind of be a little bit less aggressive, but I try to be super aggressive because I want to get through these DDs and be one of the first to get my shots on that cruiser. Because when it's sitting still, that's like the best time for a battleship to get damaged, is when that thing is sitting still. And we get a nice double citadel for around 20-some K. Back shell's going in. Let's see if we get anything. Fortunately, our main guns aren't going to be active, just sort of like waiting for it to show back up. Again, the floaty shells, the cruisers are closer, but we get 18,000. That means the cruiser would have got about 8,000 on it.
The ship is on fire.
only at 17k. That should have been a better salvo. I'm letting it kind of sit on the fire because I wanted to switch to armor piercing, which I can then bounce on my hull. We get a nice, good hit right there with the Citadel. And we aren't going to just squeeze between those torpedoes, which is very welcome. In hindsight, I probably could have left the fire on instead of used it. Good salvo. And we get a nice 55k for Citadels. Unfortunately, we're not going to get the damage. And just when we're about to line up, we don't get the kill. But our wonderful Yoshino is in the base and is turning broadside, as we can tell. And we have loaded guns, so even better. Shell dispersion looks very beautiful coming out of the guns. And we get a nice double Citadel and pick that up. So we missed out on the kill on the weak-ass Azuma, but we got a nice, pretty good hit on that Yoshino.
Enemy destroyer detected.
But we're not going to get a good hit. A very missed 4 hit, only 2,000 for 10 shells, which is actually pretty bad. And we don't have the secondary power, and we have to kite away, so we lose basically our guns, our main guns. And it's faster to kite away and running away, I should say, than to back up. Because remember, if they get their torps on me, I'm dead. Get another 2k on the DD with a bomb, and pick it up with another 1,300. Fortunately, both shells on the back turret actually hit. Unfortunately, the dispersion it keeps screwing us over. dispersion out of that gun turret was actually really decent. And we get a Citadel with a few overpens for only 8,000. Unfortunately, since it is tier 10, the Citadel damage and everything is actually reduced on the Aoba. So a Citadel might only do like 5,000. So you literally need like 2 to 3 Citadels to actually equal a normal Citadel. Tell the North Pole to get back, but I mean, he's dead. I don't know why he's pushing in.
Enemy destroyer detected.
Shoot out the Clawfoots. Kid Cosby's putting some good gun torps in. Let's see if he gets any hits. And unfortunately, we only get 2,700 on that.
Ship is on fire.
Take a shot at the Azuma. Again, we are a little too far back, and the Andalusia did say when to move up. But I know I need in my mind, I need to get these 2 cruisers down. Or at least get one of them down to get rid of some of the HE spamming potential. And I'm telling him to get back, because if he gets too far in, he's going to get focused by everything in the port. And being a tier 8, you will go down very fast. Again, the dispersion actually coming out of the guns is actually very decent. Unfortunately, it's just overpens. And I'm trying to get as much HP back as possible because I know I'm going to need it. Unfortunately, we're only working with a little bit, with 13,000 less HP.
I need your support.
Torpedoes.
And I'm
dead
telling
ahead.
him, because I don't, is if he goes straight in, he's going to get focused. Fortunately, we get a good salvo and dispersion on that, and that will be a dead Yoshino.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
And I'm like, go the long way, don't go the short way. And yes, when you do this map, go the long way around the rock, not the short way. Unless there's like literally all the cruisers and there's like less TVs, then go the short way. And being a nice 20k right there with some plunging fire. So that will help out our other battleships on the other side.
Enemy cruiser sighted. Get back! Approaching target.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
Kitakaze is shooting AP at a bow-in, and he's not doing much. He should honestly be using HE. Because he will get detected and he will get shot at.
Ship is on fire.
Unfortunately, our guns are too slow, so we can't get the drive-by.
Problem solved, sir.
Enemy destroyer detected.
Unfortunately, and on that, we do miss, and we hit the torpedo protection. Unfortunately, that double shell hits, and we are able to get a double citadel and kill it. Now we have to turn away and run, because I've got basically Yamagira, and then I've still got that low HP Azuma that's on my flank. And a double fire. And I'm like, maybe if I can get my bombers over there, I can actually get ahead. And I'm like, keep going, keep going, keep going. Fortunately, our team is, and I'm only like one shot away, so I'm able to disengage fire that smoke screen and live, meaning we still save the 4 stars on the ship. So we end up with 11,000 ship XP, 2,400 free XP, and 363 in damage for normal ops. Because there's no way I'm taking this ship into flagship. Top of the team. Had the kid probably been using HE, he probably could have lived, honestly. But that's Delaware. Another ugly duckling that honestly isn't that good.